Welcome to all. This is second lecture of line coding technique. I am Diptiranjan Patnaik and I am from GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida. So, today we will see the power spectral density of unipolar line coding system. We have already seen about the different types of line coding systems. One is your unipolar, second one is your bipolar, and the third one is your polar. So, we will see each type of line coding and we will calculate the power spectral density. Okay. Now, we will calculate the power spectral density of the unipolar line coding technique. So, why we need power spectral density? Why we need to calculate the power spectral density of a line code? So, the line codes presented in the last lecture are not the optimal line codes to utilize because they are all pulses. So, as these are pulses, so it is the way of converting the bits into signals using the line code techniques are we can say are not the optimal line codes. So, as it is known, pulses have spectrums of the form of sinc function. So, in general we know that in the form of square pulses in the time domain, it is in the frequency domain, it is in the form of sinc pulses. So, pulses have spectrum, that is frequency of the form sinc function. So, in theory, channels with infinite bandwidth are required to transmit any of the previously stated line codes. So, whatever the line code techniques we have studied in the last lecture. So, after converting the signal into pulses, that pulses are in the form of sinc, and the sinc pulses, we know that the sinc is sinc has this is your sinc pulse, and this has infinite bandwidth. Okay, it has infinite bandwidth. So, this is not a feasible way. Okay, this is not a feasible way to transmit the signal in a channel which with a infinite bandwidth. We don't have the channels with infinite bandwidth. Okay, so that's why we have to make it finite bandwidth with with respect to channel bandwidth, we have to convert this signal to a finite bandwidth. Okay. So, to study the performance of line code, we need to consider the power spectral density of line code. That is why how to minimize this bandwidth, or how to process the signal in the finite channel bandwidth. So, we need to know about the power spectral density, or we will use power spectral density approach in the line code to overcome the problem. So, the reason for not being able to use the Fourier transform to find the spectrum of a line code is that the information signals that generate a line code is a stochastic signal, that is non-deterministic signal, and the Fourier transform cannot be applied for non-deterministic signal. So, what is happening here? In general, we have non-deterministic signals. Okay. So, there are two types of signal, deterministic and non-deterministic, or non-deterministic, that is also known as stochastic signal. So, the Fourier transform generally how we are finding the spectrum, that is frequency domain, we are generally using Fourier transform. Okay. So, in case of non-deterministic signal, we are unable to use the Fourier transform in case of non-deterministic signal. Why non-deterministic signal I am repeatedly telling? Because in general in nature we have non-deterministic signals more. Okay. So, to know the frequency content or to know the spectrum, we cannot use the Fourier transform in the non-deterministic signal. So that is on written. The Fourier transform cannot be applied for non-deterministic signals. So to study the spectrum of the stochastic signals, we use the PSD, that is power spectral density technique, which shows the distribution of the signal power versus the frequency. Power spectral density, what it shows? It shows the distribution of the signal power. Okay, what is the whatever the signal power is there, how it the signal power is distributed over a frequency range. This is nothing but the power spectral density. Okay. So to find the power spectral density of unipolar NRZ line coding, we have to follow 3 steps. Okay, one is your, first of all we have to calculate the Fourier transform. Okay, we have to calculate the Fourier transform of the NRZ pulse, that is in the frequency domain x of f. Second one, I have to find out the autocorrelation of unipolar NRZ, that is R xx of tau. Next, at last, using this, using the step 1 and step 2, we will calculate the PSD, okay, based on the, that is x of f and R xs of tau. So in general, we will first we will start the step 1. We have to find out the Fourier transform of the NRZ pulse. Okay. So Fourier transform is nothing but, we have pulse like this. Which is amplitude 1, this is the time domain, this is your x of t. Okay. So this is the, in general, the general square pulse. If I will convert this, this is the positive time slot. If I will normalize, or I will see the negative pulse, negative time duration also, I can redraw like this. This is minus TB by 2, 0, this is TB by 2, this is pulse duration, this is whole pulse duration is TB, and this is the this the x of t, this is the value your 1. Okay. So this is the your pulse. Now I will find out, this is your x of t. Now I will find the Fourier transform. The Fourier transform has integration minus infinite to infinite x of t multiplied by e to the minus j omega t dt. So your x of t is here, or I can take this pulse as okay. Your x of t is 1 for minus TB by 2 to plus TB by 2. This is actually a TB by 2 to plus TB by 2, and x of t value is how much? 1, and e to the minus j omega t dt. Okay. After solving the integration, how I will solve? This is e to the power minus j 2 pi f t dt integration minus TB by 2 to plus TB by 2. So I will get e to the minus j 2 pi f t divided by, with respect to t, that's why I will get minus j 2 pi f, and the limits are minus TB by 2 to plus TB by 2. Now I will get your e to the power minus j 2 pi f, in place of t I will have TB by 2 minus e to the power minus j 2 pi f into minus TB by 2 divided by minus j 2 pi your minus j 2 pi f. Now the 2 will cancel and 2 will cancel. Now we can get, as minus is there, I will write like first term this and second term this. It would be e to the power your minus j pi f TB minus e to the power this term minus j pi f TB divided by your j 2 pi your j 2 pi f. Now we can see that we have to convert this as sine. We can see that this term, I can write like e to the j theta minus e to the minus j theta divided by 2j, that is nothing but sine theta. So sine pi f TB multiplied by 1 by pi f. So I have to convert this signal to a pulse. We have read about in the first slide that is nothing but your sync pulse. So how do I represent this sync pulse? I can multiply 1 TB and multiplied 1 TB. So this sine pi f TB divided by your pi f, again this one pi f TB. I am erasing this I have written like this. So pi sine pi f TB divided by pi f TB is nothing the sync f TB. Okay, this is your sync f TB and multiplied by your this is TB. So I got this x of f as a TB multiplies sync f of sync of f TB. Okay. Next, to calculate autocorrelation, we first calculate the x of f. Now we will calculate the autocorrelation. To calculate autocorrelation, we need to know the unipolar format. Okay, we need to know the unipolar format. For unipolar format, amplitude I can write amplitude level. I can write A for symbol 1 and 0 for symbol 0. We have already know that for NRZ form. Now for a large binary sequence, what is the probability of your amplitude equal to A or amplitude equal to 0? That is your nothing but your half. Probability of getting symbol 1 is half, or probability of getting symbol 0 is your half, because two symbols are only there. That's why this is half. Now autocorrelation, we know autocorrelation is nothing but in the first previous lectures we have already know that your autocorrelation are autocorrelation by same signal compared with same signal. Okay, what is the relation between the same signal with a time difference? Okay, so your RAA of tau equal to expectation of amplitude at the amplitude and amplitude at the shifted time. Okay, now we will see if tau equal to 0, if shifting is not there, then what will happen? So RAF for tau equal to how much? E expectation of AL multiplied by this is a 0 expectation AL, okay, multiplied by AL, that is expectation of AL square. So for unipolar format, amplitude is for bit 0 we know AL equal to 0, for bit 1 we know AL equal to A. Similarly, we want to know the what is the value of expectation of AL square. Okay, first. So your AL square is nothing but I know AL, for 0 it is 0, for A it would be A square, that is A square. So what is the probability of getting bit 0? Same half, and for bit 1 it is half. Now I will calculate the expectation of AL square using this. So expectation of AL square is nothing but the RA of 0. Why? I have taken tau equal to 0, so RA of 0. Okay, so RA of that is autocorrelation at 0 equal to summation, your summation AL square probability of x equal to x. Okay, your this is the formula summation of as we are seeing that discrete time. Okay, so that's why this is summation AL square whatever the signal expectation multiplied by probability of that point. Okay, so here we have only bit 0 and bit 1, and AL square for 0 multiplied by half, similarly A square multiplied by half. So 0 multiplied by probability of AL when AL equal to 0 plus A square when probability of AL is your A. Okay, when probability of AL equal to 0, what is the probability? Half, that is 0 multiplied by half plus A square, this is your AL square, A square multiplied by probability of AL equal to A. So, probability of AL equal to A is how much? This is also half. So, we have 0 plus A square by 2 equal to A square by 2. Now, that was the case tau equal to 0. Now, if tau not equal to 0, what will happen? Then autocorrelation equal to your, instead of expectation of AL multiplied AL, here we have expectation of AL multiplied AL minus tau. So, we have AL minus expectation formula, that is whatever the inside the expectation operator, I will write that, and the probability of that input. Okay. So, I have to make this table again. So, I have AL minus tau, it would be, if AL equal to 0, after some time it would be 0, or after some time it would be plus A. If AL equal to A, after some time it would be 0, or it would be A, means same A. Okay. That is AL is the column, and this is AL minus tau column. Now, I need AL multiplied by AL minus tau. I can say that this would be 0, 0 multiply A, 0, A multiplied by 0, 0, and A multiplied by A square. And what is the probability of getting 0, 0? This is, as only 4 outcomes are there, that is why we have equal probability or equal probability. That is why we have only for 0, 0 we have 1 by 4, for 0, 1 it would be 1 by 4, for 1, 0 it would be 1 by 4, and for 1, 1 it would be 1 by 4. Now, like previous calculation, we can now calculate for AL multiplied AL tau, for 0 it is probability 1 by 4. So, 0 multiplied by this probability, 0 multiplied by this probability, 0 multiplied by this probability, and A square multiplied by the probability. So, it would be 0, 0, 0, and this is A square by 4. So, in summary, we can say that autocorrelation equal to A square by 2 when tau equal to 0, and A square by 4 when tau not equal to 0. Okay. See, when tau equal to 0, okay, when tau equal to 0, this was when tau equal to 0, it was A square by 2, okay, and for tau not equal to 0, it is A square by 4. So, I have to calculate the power spectral density. So, this is the according to Wiener-Kenczi relationship, or power spectral density equal to 1 by TB multiplied by your Fourier transform square, and this is the summation autocorrelation function. So, this is the TB is nothing but your bit duration, this is your Fourier transform, and this is your autocorrelation function. This Wiener-Kenczi relationship gives the relation among 3 parameters. Okay. So, using x of f, we have calculated in the first slide that x of f equal to TB sinc f TB in the PF. So, we get what we will get 1 by TB, okay. Then x of f is nothing but your this one, this one, that is the TB square sinc square f TB, and multiplied by RA of tau. So, RA of tau is how much? Your, we have already seen, this is A square by 2 for tau equal to 0, A square by 4 when tau not equal to 0. So, we have A square by 2 when tau equal to 0, RA of 0 and RA of not equal to 0, both cases I will add. RA of 0 is nothing but your A square by 2. So, 0 means e to the minus j2 pi f, in place of tau I will put 0. Similarly, plus after beside 0 we have tau equal to minus infinite to infinite, that is tau not equal to 0 value a square by 4 into e to the power minus z 2 pi f tau tb. So, after opening this, I have a square, this is, I will multiply first this term then this term, a square tb divided to sin square f tb plus a square tb by 4, okay, a square tb by 4 into sin square f tb multiplied by this summation, okay, this summation, okay. Now, we will get same first whatever the previous one is, this is same. Now, a square tb by 4 sin square f tb, okay, a square tb by 4 sin square f tb. This how I will write, because it is in this summation I have also included 0 also, I have to extract 0. So, if I will put 0 in this case, I will get 1. So, for this I will get this, actually this term is minus infinite, 0, infinite, plus infinite, but I will get, I want only minus infinite to minus 1 and plus 1 to plus infinite, I have to exclude 0. So, what will happen, I will calculate the value at 0 and I will subtract from this whole, okay. So, I have minus infinite to infinite whole value minus I have subtracted at the value at the point 0. So, a square t by tb sin square f tb minus, this is the minus 1, a square tb by 4 sin square f tb, this is plus a square tb by 4 sin square f tb summation term. So, a square tb by 4 sin square f tb minus this is this one, how much this would be, a square tb by 4 sin square f tb multiplied by your tau equal to minus infinite to infinite, okay, e to the power minus j 2 pi f tb. So, according to Poisson's formula, this summation I have to rewrite in the summation form, n equal to minus infinite to infinite e to the minus j 2 pi f tb, I can write 1 by tb summation shifted delta function, okay. So, using this I can write this power spectral density as a square tb by 4 sin square f tb plus a square tb by 4, see, a square tb by 4 sin square f tb plus a square tb by 4 sin square f tb. I will change only this using this, okay. So, I have written like this 1 by tb summation m equal to minus infinite to infinite shifted delta function. So, now your p of f equal to a square tb by 4 sin square f tb plus a square by 4, your tb will be cancelled out, a square by 4 sin square f tb summation m equal to minus infinite to infinite delta of f minus m divided by tb. So, your sinc function is getting 0, this is the main p of f, okay. So, we will see this term, actually I am watching this term here, one sinc function is there, sinc square function is there, and one is the shifted delta functions. We can see that this is the sinc function, okay, okay, this is the sinc function, and I have, instead of time I have a frequency axis 1 by tb, 1 by 2 tb, that is 1 by time is nothing but a frequency, okay. I have at 0 we have value, but in case of delta we can see that in case of delta shifted delta, the delta function available at m by tb, that is m is nothing but minus infinite to infinite. So, f minus f some f prime, that f prime at that f prime point only the delta function is exist. So, at 1 by tb, at 1 by 2 tb, at minus 1 by tb, at minus 1 by 2b up to minus infinite, similarly up to plus infinite, it is existed. But after that we will multiply this, okay. After multiply this, what will happen, sinc function is getting 0 at plus or minus tb, plus or minus 2 tb, this is, these are 0 points, okay. These are 0 points where impulse is existed, okay, at this point where impulse is existed. At f equal to 0 only impulse is exist, okay. Here these are 0 points, and at 0 point only this this is high value, but at f equal to 0 only impulse exists, okay, 0 point only impulse exists. So, after multiplying this term is same this term, but after this I will multiply a square by 4, okay, a square by 4 multiplied by this whole term will be 0, this because this term is 0, this point multiplied by 0, this point multiplied by 0, but at f equal to is 0, f minus f, this is the 0 point, if this is the 0 point, f minus 0 point, that is origin point, only this delta function is existed because it has some value sine square ftb, means 1, I can say 1, this is some value and this is positive 1. So, if I will multiply this, I will exist at a frequency equal to 0. That is why this whole term will be diminished, that is minus infinity to minus 1 and 1 to infinity, whole terms will be diminished, and only at 0, that is we do not need any summation term, we need a square by 4 multiplied by delta, if I will take this 1, then delta of f minus at 0 point, that is delta of f. This is the required PSD. Okay. So, the term a square by delta, a square delta of f is a DC component, as delta function is exists only at f equal to 0. Disadvantage of DC component is it introduces the distortion. So, in multi-stage amplifier between two stages we are using coupling capacitor which removes this DC component. So, between a transmitter and receiver there are many amplifiers are used. So, if our input signal contains DC component, obviously it leads to distortion. Therefore, if we consider unipolar signal, then it will introduce DC component. This is the drawback of unipolar signal format. So, we have seen that this digital unipolar format, it contains DC component. So, advantage of this component is nothing but the simple mapping. Advantage is only the simple mapping, but disadvantage is very big disadvantage, that is it has DC component. Okay. So, this is the about the PSD of unipolar format. Now, in the next class we will see the PSD of a polar form and bipolar form, and we will see whether there are some DC components are there or not in the PSD, and whether how these techniques are advantageous than this unipolar technique. Thank you so much.